Hello everyone. In the last session of investment management, we have understood about the basic concepts of investment and its attributes. And also we have understood the investment management process and different types of investment, and also we have understood the different variables of investment in the previous class. So in continuation of that, today we are going to understand the financial market and its instruments. So already I have told you, a financial market is a market which deals short term funds and borrowings. So wherever the short term funds comes and wherever long term funds come, so there we can see the financial market. So that we call it as financial market, or also called as investment market. So in the financial market, there are so many types of market. So they are called as, first one, money market instrument, second one, capital market instrument, and the third one, derivatives. So first one, money market instruments. So money market instruments are having less than 1 year maturity period. So which deals short term funds and borrowing. So wherever you see short term funds and borrowings for less than 1 year, so for that we call it as money market, and it's completely controlled by Reserve Bank of India. Okay, so here in the money market, so generally generally it includes less than 1 year investment, less than 1 year borrowing. So for that we call it as money market. So in the money market, generally the particular marketable security can be easily convertible into cash or non-cash within a short span of 1 year. So in that there are so many types of instruments. So we have different types of money market instrument. So money market instruments are, the first one, treasury bills. We have treasury bills concept, and also we have commercial papers. Then we have certificate of deposits, COD, and we have commercial bills or bills of exchange. These are the instruments of money market. So in that first one, treasury bill. So treasury bills is one of the instrument of money market which includes short term borrowings by Government of India. So which contain 14 days treasury bills, 21 days treasury bills, 98 days treasury bill, 182 days treasury bills. So we are having 14 days, okay, and we are having 21 days, then 98 days, 182 days. So these are the like subtypes of treasury bill. So in anywhere you can go for borrowings, that is called as treasury bill. So usually treasury bills carries a risk free rate of return. So here if you go for borrowings or investment, it is very easy because it includes a risk free rate of return. So usually it is introduced by Government of India. In the same thing, we are also having commercial papers. So commercial papers are issued by the corporate companies. Okay, this is a kind of negotiable instrument with the fixed maturity period, and it is an unsecured promissory note issued by a company generally for 3 months to 6 months, less than 1 year it is, 3 months to 6 months it will be issued. So for that we call it as a commercial paper. So by this also we can have short term funds and the borrowings, and also we have one more, that is certificate of deposit. So here the fund deposited in a bank for a fixed period in a specified rate of interest. So here the certificate will be considered for the deposit. So for that we call it as certificate of deposits, which is available in all commercial bank. This is also one of the money market instruments. So from this also we can have short term funds and the borrowings. Lastly we have commercial bills. Commercial bills, or we can call it as bills of exchange. So bills of exchange exist between credit purchaser and the credit seller. So whenever buyer and the seller agree to buy for like credit transaction, like they agree to buy in terms of credit and they are agreed to buy in terms of credit period. So for that it is applicable. So generally like it exists in bills of exchange or we also call it as discounting of bill. So whenever like buyer agree to buy and whenever seller agree to sell in terms of credit, so generally it will be agreed for 90 days. So if the seller required the money within 90 days, he can discount that bill with any commercial bank. That is also available in the money market instrument. So these are all the money market instruments. So by having either investment or in the borrowings, we can do the transaction, business transaction. This is called as money market instrument. I hope you understood. Next, second one, capital market. So capital market which deals long term funds and borrowings. So here funds and borrowings are having more than 1 year maturity period. So for that we call it as capital market. So usually we call stock market as a capital market, and it has several instruments. So instruments are based on the promissory note, based on the negotiable instruments. We segregate this one into two parts. So first one, capital market in the capital market instrument we have two kinds. First one is based on the negotiable instrument and based on the non-negotiable instrument. So we do categorize. Okay. So in that, based on the negotiable instrument, on the basis of negotiable instrument, we do categorize the capital market instruments. Okay. So on the basis of negotiable instrument, we have a different component, we have different types of instruments. So in that first one, we are having equity shares. We have equity shares, then we have preference shares, we have debentures, we have bonds, we have Indira Vikas Patra or Indira Vikas bonds, and also we are having Kisan Vikas Patra. Along with that, we are also having government securities. Okay, these are the capital market instruments. In that first one, equity shares. So already you have understood, equity shares are ordinary shares issued by the company to the public. So those who are buying the equity shareholders, they are the real owner of the company, and they'll be having floating rate of dividend. So based on the market capitalization, based on the market growth and market behavior, they'll be having floating rate of dividend. So whenever company profit goes up, they'll be having a maximum dividend, and whenever profit comes down, they'll be having less dividend. So based on the profit level, the dividend of the equity shareholders also will goes up and comes down. That is called as equity shares. So equity shares also one of the instrument of capital market. So here we can have a capital formation by issuing the shares to the public. So public will buy, it's a kind of investment for them. So they'll be buying the shares and they'll be having ownership in your company. That is called as equity share. It's also one of the it's also one of the capital market instrument. Second one, preference shares. So preference shares also one of the kind of capital market instrument. So here those who are buying the preference shareholders, they'll be having first preference towards the dividend distribution. So once the company gets the profit, first the amount should be distributed among the preference shareholders, then it will go to equity shareholders. So usually the fixed usually the preference shareholders are having fixed rate of dividend. So here the dividend rate does not vary from one particular month to another particular month. So over a period of time, they'll be having fixed rate of dividend. Next we have a debenture. So debentures are the long term debt. Okay, so debentures are the long term debt which bearing a fixed rate of interest. So those who are buying the debentures, they are called as debenture holders. So for them, company will be paying fixed rate of interest. So for that we call it as debentures. So in the debentures, the rate of interest will be fixed. So it does not vary from one particular period to another particular period. So based on the agreement between debenture holders and the company, they will be having the fixed rate of debentures. Next, bonds. So bonds are issued by public undertaking company. So those who are belong to government, so they will be issuing bond. So bonds and the debentures are almost one and the same, but debentures generally issued by the private company, whereas bonds are issued by the public undertaking. So here bonds are also having fixed rate of return. So usually investment on bonds are more secured than investment on debentures. Next we have Indira Vikas Patra or Indira Vikas bonds, we are calling Indira Vikas Patra or Indira Vikas bond, and Kishan Vikas Patra. So Indira Vikas Patra and Kishan Vikas Patra both are the securities issued by the post office. Okay, so here the central government take initiative of that one, and through the post office they will issue these securities. And the Indira Vikas Patra, the kind of investment denomination will be in the form of 100 rupees, then 500 rupees, and in 1000 rupees. So in terms of these denomination it will be having. And also in the Kishan Vikas Patra, they will be having the denomination in the form of 500 rupees basic, next 1000 rupees, next 5000 rupees, next 10,000 rupees. And those who are having investment in the Indira Vikas Patra and Kishan Vikas Patra, they will be having the interest rate of 13.5% to 16.5%. So based on the market behavior, it will also fluctuate. This is also one of the kind of capital market instrument. Next, government securities. So government securities are gilt-edged securities. These securities are issued by the central government, state government, and quasi-government. So usually investment on government securities are more safer, and they will be having the moderate rate of return. So in order to have the moderate return and the safe return, usually investors opt government securities. So these are the capital market instruments on the basis of negotiable instruments. So what do you mean by negotiable instrument? Negotiable instruments are easily transferable from one party to another party. Next, moving on the basis of non-negotiable instruments. On the basis of non-negotiable instrument, and means which cannot be transferable from one party to another party. So we are having different types of securities. Securities are, we are having deposits, okay. So deposits are done from different financial institutions. So usually deposits are done by different kinds of government and non-government companies. So here deposits we do take it in terms of banks, post office, and non-banking financial company. So here deposits are a kind of financial benefit gained from banker to a customer. We call it as deposits. So if you invest the money in the bank, so there are so many kinds of deposits in the bank. So we are having fixed deposits, we are having saving deposits, we are having current deposits, okay, and also we are having recurring deposits. So along with that, we are also having different types of schemes, financial schemes in the bank. So usually banks lend the money, and also it gets deposit from the public. So here based on our income level, we can choose any one type of deposit. So usually current account deposits meant for the business people, and also those who are having more than 1 lakh rupees of salary, so they can opt current account deposits. And we are having saving deposits, so it's based on the income level, we can start with a minimum of rupees 1000, and we can go for the investing the money, and we can get the return in the saving bank account. So and also we are having recurring deposits, so usually it starts from 500 rupees, so till 1 year or 2 years or 3 years, so whenever you want you can get back your amount. So based on the maturity period, so you can do the recurring deposits. So deposits are the non-negotiable instruments which happens in banks, and also in post office, and also in non-banking financial company. So next one, second one, post office. So post office also offer different types of deposits to the public, so they can avail the benefits. So we are having Sukanya Samruddhi deposits and national saving certificate we are having, and there are so many kind of deposits. So by having any one deposits we can get the return. So usually post office deposits having the minimum rate of return of 9.5% to 13.75%. So based on our income level we can choose any one type of deposits. Next, non-banking financial companies are also providing different types of financial assistance to the people, to the public. So based on our income level we can also have the deposits on non-banking financial company. So these are the deposits. Next, we are having tax shelter saving scheme. Tax shelter saving scheme. So this particular instrument usually applicable to taxpayers, means employee. So those who are paying the salary, those who are paying the like tax to the government. So for them it is applicable. So here in order to avoid the tax we can go for the investment. That is also one of the kind of capital market instrument. So we are having different tax shielder like saving schemes. So we are having PPF, we have PPF. Next we are having national scheme, we are having national saving certificate. Different types of like we are having, so we call it as PPF, NSS and NCS. Okay. So public provident fund also one of the kind of tax savings investment under section 88 as per the Indian Income Tax Act 1961. So by investing the money there we can have the return. It's completely, if you are investing the money in the PPF, it's completely exempted from tax. And also we are having national saving scheme, so which carries the interest rate of 9.5% to 12.75%. So by investing the money there also we can have the tax benefit. And we are having national savings certificate which is available in the post office. So usually it will be having the maturity period of 5 years. So by investing the money there we can get back our return after specified period of minimum 5 years it is required. So usually which has the rate of return of 10.5% to 12.95%. This is called as national saving certificate. So these are the tax shelter saving scheme. So by opting any one we can go for investment. This is called as non-negotiable securities. Next we are having life insurance. Life insurance is a agreement or it's a contract between insurer and insuree. So those who are making insurance, those who are beneficiary, for them we call it as insurer, and insurance company is called as insuree. So here by investing the money in any kind of life insurance, okay, maybe SBI life insurance or LIC, by investing the money there we can have a tax benefit, and also it's one of the type of capital market instrument. So again here we have different types of life insurance. We have endowment plan, we have Ananda Suraksha we are having. There are so many types of policies, life insurance policy. So by opting any one we can go for the investment. So based on income level we can choose any one type of life insurance. Next we are having mutual funds. So mutual funds are also called as non-negotiable instrument. So here a particular investor investing the money in different types of securities. Okay, so wherever the interest rate is high, usually he will be having more return. Wherever the rate of return is less, he will be having less return. So he will be having the investment in different types of securities. So in a mutually he will be investing the money and he will be getting the return. So mutual funds, which includes two types of funds, they are open-ended mutual funds and the closed-ended mutual funds. So this in-depth explanation of this one you will be understanding in the upcoming chapters. Next you will be having real assets. Real assets. So real assets which include gold, silver, okay, then real assets, real estates. So these are the real assets. So like these are the traditional types of investment. So if a person investing the money on gold, if they are buying jewelry or ornaments, that's also a kind of investment. So it's a traditional method. So like old age people usually recommend, so buy gold, buy a jewelry. So it's a kind of investment. So whenever we need, we can pledge that and will be converting that into cash. And also silver. So silver also a kind of investment. How we invest the money on gold, we also invest the money in the silver. Then real estate also, like purchase of land or a building, or purchase of any kind of government properties, also a kind of investment. So by investing the money there, we can have a very good return. That is also a kind of investment. Then along with that, we are also having art. Art means the creativity of a person, also a kind of investment. For example, if you are a good painter, so by selling that painting materials, you can have an income. That's also a kind of investment. So those who are having creativity, so based on the creativity, they can convert their creativity into a business as an investment. Next, along with that, we are also having one more, antiques. Antiques are traditional models. Antiques are the traditional model or historical model. So by selling the historical model, like maybe a coin, historical coin, or maybe a manuscript. So by selling that also, you can have a like investment. So usually like antiques are bought by the government. So if government would like to buy the antiques from anyone, they can buy it and they can keep it in the exhibition, or they can keep it as a model in the showcase. In the public like showcase, they can notice it. That is also a kind of investment. So these are all the types of like non-negotiable instruments comes under capital market instrument. Okay. So next, moving on to derivatives. Derivatives means it's an option and future where the financial contracts derive their value from the underlying assets and securities. That is called as derivatives. So here it's a buying and selling of underlying securities. So for that we call it as derivative. So in that we are having call option and the put option. So call option means like underlying assets are bought by the investors, whereas put option means underlying assets are sold by the investors. So whenever the prices are more, so what we will do, we will go for sale. That is called as put option. Whenever the security price goes up, so we used to sell it, because we because why it is increased from minimum, it increases from minimum level to the maximum level. So obviously we go for sale of that particular underlying assets. And whenever the particular securities value comes down from maximum level to minimum level, we go for a call option, means purchase of that or buying of that. That is called as call option. So underlying asset means underlying assets are determined assets bought by the investor. So he may go for call option or he may go for put option. So call option we call it as right to buy, and put option we call it as right to sell. That is RTS and RTB. This is about derivatives. I hope you understood. So in the today's session we have understood about what do you mean by financial market, what do you mean by financial market instrument, and which include different types. We understood money market instrument, capital market instruments, and derivatives. Thank you.